Yeah, so I don't know if you heard, but I did a experiment with this smelter that I designed, and it turns out that there's a 5% UPS improvement, which is a small but noticeable improvement. Kind of like the chime music you had going. The chime music's still there. I'm just not standing there at the minute. Where am I standing, actually? Oh, I'm standing at the top of the smelters. Okay. Right, because I turned that off. Yeah, so each one of these has a 5% UPS improvement, which is really good. That also means I'll need to roll out a similar sort of thing over here for the steel smelter, and there's nothing also stopping me from doing it to these smelters too. So that's one of the first things I want to do is actually... I said iron and circuits. Hey, commotion socks. I said iron and circuits, but it's actually copper, stone, and then iron and circuits. Make sure this all gets fully supplied. Oh, having said that, this thing seems to be pretty well fully supplied. Yeah, it seems to be doing pretty good. Although having said that, I think it was plastic, yeah. I think nobody noticed because nobody was surprised. No, the next goal is to get Clowntown partnered. Because he's the next Factorio streamer that isn't partnered. Oh yeah, I turned those two off too. Just to help encourage trains to go down to unload to steel. Although I suspect it won't actually work like that. Yeah. It is seeing a bit of gappage. It's not surprising actually. This should really be spread out further across the entire length of the balancer, rather than just cutting off one section of it. Because it does bias it. The balancer doesn't let any lane go anywhere. I know that's like fractions here and there go round and about. As long as, although having said that, this thing is stuttering, so it's probably fine. Where's it go anyway? I'm just curious. Goes up here into pipe. Oh, that might actually need it. Would that layer also help with centrifuges? I haven't actually tried a... Oh, he sent in an application. Yeah, I was just thinking about the centrifuges. It would. Anything's... As long as you're splitting off long chains of inserters on a belt into small stubs, then it'll work. Hey, McStallion. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good. I actually, I just realised before, I had the countdown timer set to like an hour and a half ago. It should have been the same as yesterday's. Which still means I was half an hour late this time. But I'm trying not to compete with Exterminator stuff too much. Yeah, actually looks pretty good. So... I said I was going to do iron. I might end up doing plastic instead. Yeah, what is the hold up? No, copper. Yeah, copper. I said iron, but it might actually be copper. Hey, Angie. I think I just need to get more copper deliveries in. Another mining productivity. On the road to 400. Yeah, there. Yeah? It's all going. I probably should have loaded this. Oh yeah, 3200, yeah. I loaded this up and checked beforehand. Same with that one. Yeah, there's a copper shortage that this is suffering from. Mahara, did I update the blueprint on paste bin? I don't think I did actually. Quite a lot going on the past week. Yeah, it's got a lot of gappage going on there. Yeah, there it's filled out. Yeah, the thing with the stubs though is it's something that I'm going to have to apply to all of these science builds. Like all of these inserters are always going to be active, whether I want them more active or not. That one's fine, because it's green. Yeah, oh, that's a future me problem anyway, for sure. So why? The real question is, why is copper struggling so much? Eh, I don't want that. Like, it's got trains waiting, for sure. But they're just not coming in terribly fast. Not sure stubs in the smelting would help. The profile shows a 5% increase. It seems to be a pretty consistent 5% increase for having stub pairs. There's nothing saying you need to put them in pairs, so yeah, that one's run out again. Why is that? It's, I think they're all fighting to go to the same location. Yeah, sorry, I haven't gotten round to it yet. Let's go have a look at the copper trains. I know that the trains themselves are a little lacking. Actually, speaking of, what's this down to? 23k. Yeah, so a lot of the copper outposts are shrinking very quickly. Like that one. It looks like it's actually... it almost looks like it's just not in a robo network. That one is just going to be slow. Just figured the smelting never sleeps. Did I know you can add loops to unloading? Well, the unload itself is a roll on, roll off. It's not a complete loop, because it goes into the yard. Deconstruct these, just while I'm at it. I like doing my little deconstruct marathons. You know how much I like doing this. You know how much everyone likes telling me that there is a mod that does this for me. Even though it consumes UPS, because it's scanning for them constantly. You're cleaned out. Completely. So get rid of that. So remove it from the network, get rid of that. I might leave all this stuff here just so... because there's more copper here. So I can just use that stuff to rebuild new ones. New outposts. There was stone there. There was stone there too. There's a mod that tells you there's a mod for that. I'm actually wondering if I'm missing a stone out in here somewhere. I might be. The trouble is, because of the shading, I'd never know if I missed it or not. There's a little one there. I do need to worry about stone. Speaking of stone, 1.1, 109. I gotta think about more uranium too. Anyway, that's not getting copper done. Or stone for that matter. Huh. Just saw the half a lane, I was wondering what was going on. I'm sort of not getting too invested in the smelter stuff. Like, I know that there's some full beacon and almost full beacon stuff that I can do, but I want to wait and see what happens once the game reaches stable, 16 stable. Just in case something changes. Do an oopsie so I can clip it in order to get a clip badge. I noticed that there's been clip badges handed out lately. Don't worry, given enough time, there'll be an oopsie. That's negative 12. I'll just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's right. It's good to know. Option about LTN. You could use it, LTN. That's what most people end up doing. It's a hell of a lot easier than smart trains. Smart trains are one of those complicated for the sake of being complicated mods. Wonder... No. I could squeeze a third track in there. I was wondering. What I will do is down here, is bring these a little bit closer. It's because it's such a long, continuous chain block. It's not the best. Although technically this comes to there. I can't really do anything to it. Hey, look at me, how's it going? Got your coffee in hand, I assume? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a way to improve this. I did mention previously some combinator stuff. Hey Mima, how's it going? Do the same as yours. One, they're both for iron and copper and stone. Ah, okay. Yeah. You actually reminded me I need to do stone still. Still. Oh yeah, how is iron 6 is still showing. Iron 5 actually. I don't remember what that one was. Come to think of it, iron 5. Let's see. I sent it to iron 5. Guess is the only answer. Because I have no idea where it is. 15, 1, 4, stone 3. Oh yeah, I did fix that stone. Got coffee in Windows 10. So you don't see me, it's because blue screen. I'll be worried if that's the case. So I forgot I did all that. Let me guess, 18k? No, 18k. How come it's blue screen 3 times? Popcorn, use it or lose it. Oh, is that another one of the seasonal ones like the pizza emote? I really need to stay on top of that sort of thing. It's not down there, is it? Or is it down there? I'm actually really keen to see where this train goes because I have no idea where Iron 5 is. Ah, there it is. Found it. So I must have double named an outpost because there's... Oh, unless it was... What was that? Oh no, that's the one with the dud lights. The popcorn was introduced the premiere feature. Oh yeah. Yeah, can't say I'm a fan of the premiere stuff as yet, as such. So in that case, that can get demolished. Ha, always clearing biters. It's the eternal struggle. What I might do, something I've been avoiding for the longest time. So, This thing needs... Uh, 3 states. So when it's below, like, a threshold... Is there a way I can... Maybe a constant or something. 3 states. So when it's below... I'll use a decider. When it's... When it was less than, say... 5,000. I want it to always be green. So I want it to always be on. Wish there was a mod where you can write road logic stuff. There is actually a few mods that can do that. Unity 2018 is only on Windows. Shouldn't you be able to see the taken outpost numbers at the actual outpost? I should be able to see it in the train list too. Like if I craft one of these, I don't know what that was. Place that. And then if I look in here, I'll be able to see what's actually used. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20. So, yeah, I double named it somewhere. I think it was iron 6. Same with copper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13. See, I'm missing a lot. When it's greater than 5,000... Oh, the premiere is more than that. It's... When you upload a video now, it has to premiere. And then it gets filed into past premieres. It doesn't get categorized in any competent sort of way. Which is kind of irritating because it makes it hard for me to categorize. Unless it's changed, it may have changed. But this is what I found when I tried out the premiere stuff. Was it categorized it as past premieres, and I couldn't see any way to recategorize it appropriately so people could find it after I'd uploaded it and broadcasted it. For premieres though, stuff like the edited version of the Showercast PvP match would be perfect. And that's why I stopped uploading them to YouTube, was I was going to use them, I was going to combine them all together into a single premiere, and then do a premiere. And that just requires me to do the last 2 hours of it still. It takes a long time to cut these things down, unfortunately. Yeah, so when it's less than 5,000, I want it to always be open. Twitch VODs are weird, they are. At the best of times. It's a lot better than it used to be though. I know I had a lot of problems where if I jumped to a new position on a VOD, it'd just stop loading the VOD at all. It doesn't do that anymore, fortunately. Yeah, so... When it's greater than 5,000 and less than... what do we say? 30,000 or something? Yeah, less than 30,000. Hey, MGRun. It then does the balancing thing. When it's greater than 30,000. Oh, greater than 5,000. Need another PvP? Yeah, we do. Clowntown was mentioning that earlier. It's definitely worth getting onto it. I also need to add a second unloader for stone because this thing, it overshoots like crazy. I'll also remove, like maybe reduce it down to 3 or maybe even 2 trains. Maybe 3 for now. Just joined. How long's the stream been going for? 23 minutes. So let's tap off of that. There. Just grab that. So the first one just gets the average of everything that's in the network, and also and it does it by negative. So you get the negative of. And the reason for that is, if I just grab it there. Oh, oversimulated for 3 viewers. That makes it a filter, what I'm doing there, just plus 0. So, yeah, so this has 66, this has 61, so the net result means what's on this wire here is it's 4,900, 5,000 above average. Above the average of what's in everything. And so, yeah, it's all fine and dandy. What I might do... Well, what will I do? What will I do? So I want to have this turn it off when it's above average. So when this is above 0, but I also want it to, but I don't want it to turn off when it's below 5,000. I think what I need is this. It's like that, and then like that. And then we have a light bulb like that. As wonky as it is. It's anything greater than 0, and then it actually has a constant, if I can grab it, constant combinator. Like that. There it is. And that just gives it the constant colour. This... what I need... What do I... Thinking. I need the OR to be changed into a circuit signal. A virtual signal. Let's call it O for OR. Output O. So... yeah, so each is going to add 0 to each and then output it as the O signal. There. How's that going actually? 2.2, what's run out? I'm just curious, probably plastic. No, it's not plastic, it's copper again, right. This will need to do the same. Output O. Then as a result, I'll have to remove those. I might remove that as well. So this will have to be on the green wire. The results there. Oh. Wrong O. There we go. Now the reason why I moved it onto the red wire is because I'm going to run the red wire to here. And then say this is or less than, greater than 5,000. Then it can output O. Yep, so as soon as it falls below, this will no longer be allowed to do its thing. This thing here will stop this from turning off the station or closing the track. That way, when it really falls low, it stays that it forces trains in, so it overrides the balancing. Speaking of balancing, how much is in here? 51k. Apparently. Really? There is legitimately 51k in here. 1.8. I mean, I realise this thing can hold 135k. I might have to get rid of this unloader, it's just not working. Yeah. It is also, yeah, this circuit wire does keep the inserters active, which isn't the best. And I'm trying to move away from this type of unloader. There. I might move it to the other style. Was it 2468 on the thingy? As I say, I want to see what happens though with the belt compression on inserters and such. I'm hoping that actually becomes a thing, because that would change things up. Why are there no trains? It's not a good sign. Oh. That needs to go. There we go. That train shouldn't have actually parked across there too. Why has it done that? It's... This thing's one segment, I think, too long. Hey Henko, how's it going? Yep, everything's moving again. That's good. That traffic jam is pretty substantial. How far did I get into this? Not very far, apparently. This is another complete distraction from what I'm doing. But, just... Well, one of the primary goals is decreasing active inserters. Because most of the lag is going to inserters, just like kind of wheel space is. I actually found the electric network usage on his base yesterday is incredibly high. And it turns out all those little radar flowers, you know, the 7 or 8 accumulators and solar panels which power a radar, they have a huge UPS hit on the electric network. Which is rather interesting. I never expected that. So how does that compare, actually? If I show active state. You see these... Yeah, there's a lot of red. The ones unloading, not so much, because they're active, yeah. But you see this one, there's big chunks of active because of the circuit network. It's definitely a good idea to sort of move away from that style. Having said that, I'm pretty sure, even though they're active, they're not fully active. Testing how the system recovers from a traffic jam. It is a good thing. If it can recover quickly, like up there is already cleared. Down here hasn't though, which is more of a concern. I do need more track work here. Why is that about radars? Because there's... Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I don't have an explanation why it's done it. The only thing I can think of is because it's a separate network and it has to calculate, and also because it does go low power every morning. I think that might have something to do with it. It's interesting, the radars themselves don't consume much of anything in the way of active entities. I mean, they are a permanently active entity, but they just don't cost anything. Found you on Exterminator's channel after seeing your builds and I bought the game. Ooh. Yeah, math student, I love making giant logic systems. Nice. I should really do some YouTube videos on the stuff that I found as well. With the... I'm just thinking about how to lay this out. The stuff that I found with the belts. I do have an advantage actually over everyone else, because I get to see everything before it's released. There. There. You're the averager. You're that one. And you're the final output. So they link there. Flickery do. I've tried a few things to stop that happening, and every time it either deadlocks or blocks out trains. Yeah, essentially that's it. It's probably because it's calculating all these charge and discharge cycles in parallel. Nightbot got partnered too. Nightbot's always been partnered. It's been like that for a long time. It only sometimes shows up though. And yep, yeah, that one. That one goes there. So that's the same thing, just packed down a little bit more. So I can squeeze it in there. Alright, so get rid of that. I don't know if that's important or not. That is. Isn't anymore. Yes, all of the solar flowers have to go. There's about 3 UPS in all of them, collectively. So there. Green wire needs to go... Where do you go? I think that connects to the main network. There. And then there. Yeah, because this is... The green wire is all of everything summed together. Red wire is just the outpost, which is... Or the unload, not the outpost, which is just that. Yep, it's red again. Excellent. It's got 81k, so it definitely doesn't need trains. Yeah, so the Mega Shed ones would have to be changed to just main network powered. I could actually set that to a constant too, you know. Chasing UPS. Yeah, there's only so much that can be gained, but any little bit that that helps Colonel Will and stops him complaining and grumbling about UPS. It's like, oh, how much? That's a lot. Goes to the game state to keep that map running. There's like, 5 UPS, something like that at least, that goes just to the game state alone on that map. Which is really absurd when you think about it. Bleep bloop. I forgot where I put it. There it is. Let's change that to combinators. Yeah, that should make it easy to spot. And get rid of that. I still click on the wrong one. It should still... No, it doesn't connect the wires. Bastard. Bastard. Red on the top. Green on the bottom. I could probably add another signal specifically to shut off the ones that are above that critical threshold. That'll be a future me exercise. It's just the fact that it's on. It's not that a particular design or combination in the Mega Shed is built differently. It's just that it's on a separate electric network, and there's so many of them. Each one has a fixed overhead, or each one has a fixed contribution to the electric network usage within the game, that is. Alrighty. So that's that one. Slip through before the train takes off. Mega Shed's ones are gone anyway. Oh, they weren't gone in the one that I tested. The problem is it's probably nothing on a normal map. Even on this map it probably doesn't contribute anything, but on Will's map everything's exaggerated quite dramatically. Just because of the size of it. Have I overloaded with... No. I haven't connected the red wire. Right. I'll come back through around and connect the red wire. The red wire turns the train stop off, which helps in a small way. Just encourages them to go look at other alternate train stops to unload at. How much do map size hurt UPS? Once you get... Mine isn't too bad. It could go bigger. But once you start exploring the max zoom out, then you start running into problems. It also depends on how much is within the map too. Because Will's map, you can't even see the... I think it's like 2 fully zoomed or 3 fully zoomed out screens. The map file without any decoratives is over it's like 140 megabytes, which is enormous. You really don't want the map getting much beyond like 80 megabytes. It seems to be about when you start seeing problems. How do you make the train stop names change colours? What do you mean? Do you mean like how they're red? The red means they're off. So if I... So none of these are turning off because the wire's not connected. Yeah, see, I've got it set up so that when a train arrives, it'll immediately turn off the train stop to stop trains looking for that train stop. Where are my blueprints? There's exclamation mark blueprints to find most of them. I still need to update it. I've been meaning to do it for like a week now. This one goes down there. Yep. So it sends the green wire up to... wow, that's a lot of iron trains. And there's more of them. Green wire up to control the light part, and then the red wire down to control the signal. So that should turn off now. Yes. You see, as soon as the train stops, it changes. Maybe a to-do list. That might be a good idea. Yes. Do you know if anyone's tried making a 1-to-1 scale screenshot of the entire base? Not that I know of. There are functions within the game to do that. I did connect it. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, so that'll turn off the train stop now. Yeah, so there's a enable-disable feature of train stops. If I go down here, see enable condition red equals 0. So when the red signal isn't there, when there's no red signal, it turns on. When there is a red signal, it turns off. And you actually see when it's off, it flashes red. You might be able to see that it's flashing red there. And then when it's clear, it shows the normal yellow. I can't imagine how big a one-to-one scale screenshot would be. I really wouldn't. As I say, the game has the features to do it. Oop, that's the input. So there. Queued one too many times. There. I don't know how much this is actually achieving anything. Adding this extra combinator feature. Hey Rain! Thank you there for the host. How's it going? There's 68 people. So for those just coming here, I'm currently just adding some extra circuit logic to my copper unloading. And this here is my red belt megabase, what I call the red belt megabase, where I'm producing 2 red belts of each science pack for infinite science. I'm currently just having copper problems at the minute. Praise that steel axe. Let's see how it looks. Yep, I'm very much starved of copper again. Just that'll be because I was reworking the unload, although I think I just saw stone trains were blocking up the place again. Yeah, I didn't actually see what you're up to there. Speed running? Octo shape. Praise that steel axe. It is, yes. There was a stone train. I don't know why they're all lining up like that. How much is in it? Where's the measurement? 130. Let's make you a time passed. I'm gonna change these to all time pass eventually. I thought the inactivity was a good idea, but just straight out time passed would be better. Yeah, time passed. I've done some of them. The reason for the time passed is to stop it sitting there for excessively long. The idea of this system... Wills, thank you for the follow there too. I appreciate it. Yeah, so the reason I have everything timed out, so like 60 seconds for the outpost, 30 seconds for the unload, is that a train will always find its way back to its home yard siding down here. How close would I say I'm getting to full production? It's just on the end. I've managed 10 minutes of it once. Outpost time, it's getting pretty close to. Having said that, if the train, I keep getting like little train jams and little things popping up here and there, which are upsetting the system. The trains aren't moving into the unloads terribly effectively too. Are you red? I did it again. How many did I connect to that? Wrong side. You're on the output. You're on the input. There we go. Yeah, that's what'll be. That'll be what's defined in the wiki. What NG quoted there. The maximum size is a hard limit. And I don't think it's changed. The wiki is actually tied to the... is it tied? I don't know. It's the wiki is pretty well kept up to date. Bilka is all over that. Keep in mind, a lot of the 16 features were put into the wiki before 16 was released. Yeah, see this train, it comes up and then sits there waiting and waiting. And then it goes. They're all coming down the same track too, which isn't helping. Wouldn't mind adding a third one. I don't know how long the current wiki's been going on, but it's been ongoing. As I say, like, a lot of the 16 stuff was in the wiki before 16 was even out. So how's Green Circus? Oh. Well, I'm not getting the drain on Green Circus necessary to actually get a good measure. So you're unloaded. You're 148. See, this is above average. Huh? Or is it? 20... 971 to 35. Wait, 81. 42 to 39. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm just probably looking at things that don't really... are not really a problem. Overanalyzing. I think it's time to move over to there and there. What's this doing anyway? I might also pick up this and rotate it closer. Copper 13, yeah. Yeah. Where's next train? It's underneath. Good. Yeah, I guess it is outpost time. I've been trying to avoid doing it. Should turn that active state off too. Don't need that on anymore. Here's our outpost train, ready to go. So we need to go to copper 13. Hey, Professor Bane. Professor Bane. It's tempting to get another coffee. Already finished one quite a while ago. I should actually make a stop off here and maybe reinstate that. Oh, there's coal there too that I should be looking at. Mima! With a sub there, thank you very much. I was actually thinking about handing out a couple of gifted subs. More coffee, more better. Just because of partner hype. I've never actually really done the gifted sub stuff. I should play around with it more. I definitely need a heart emote though. There we are. You get a sub, yeah. In a way, I don't actually want to be standing right here. Sub sandwich. I could actually yeah, tap off that. Yeah, let's do that. Triggered. Tried to teleport to engage. I'm pretty sure it's an integer size limit. Accounting for something else as well. Oh, it is that one. Saying that, I want to do that first. Scoopy, scoopy. And all that. Then we add that. The corner. And so we're making it a right-hand turn now. Or a turn. I don't actually know what direction it is. Is it left or right? I think it's right. I know my left from right, but I got to think about it for way too long. Wasn't someone doing this journey to the end of the map in Foul as well? So that. I'll lay down these, or a few of these. Might have to back it up about there. I think it was about there. No, it was there. If I pop in there, yeah, that's about right. Yeah. Actually, let's push it one further. Wait, I don't need to. Never mind. I can just do that. And hope. Oh. 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 Oh, make it work. Even if I have to make a little squiggly bit. We'll just make these straights coming down for now. And I'm out of track. Oh yeah, there's actually stone there too. Huh. I probably should connect that. Although in saying that, the Madzuri rule still applies, that the best way to deal with ore is to keep it in the ground. And Seb, thank you for the follow there. Hey Zenith, show you the display, gotcha? Yeah, oh, that's happened again. Here it is. Yeah, so it highlights which one you're looking at. I kind of don't like the globby thing, it looks kind of weird. Yeah, so 93,000 there, 45,000 there, and then back to the top. 65,000. Oh, I need to re-add that. I didn't save that. What you think, Zenith? Is it cool? Or a bit dumb? Yeah, it came out pretty nice. Hey, Toxkill. I don't know if I saw you there before. Why are you gone silent? Do things. It's just a lot of dead space at the end of that track. It's a different playlist again. Madsary, yeah. So I started mumbling it. It was that the Madsary rule is the best way to have ore is to mine it exactly when you need it, and that's to maximize the min-max the productivity bonus. Can I squeeze it in? Let's see. Probably not. Struggles. Struggle town. I'll just clear out the miners that don't need to be here. Just give it more space to work with. It's always good. Let's give the bot network a little bit of a helping hand as well. That's not too bad actually. It's not teabag at all. What did that red thing display? That was the count of every... So this thing here is a track counter that runs down here, and it counts every train that goes through it. And so what this display is doing is it's cycling through, showing how many trains have gone through each track. So this track has seen 65,749. This track has seen 37,000. 25,000 trains have gone through here. 17,000 have gone through here. 17,000, 10,000 here. These two tracks are not nearly as heavily used as the rest. So 22,518, 13,364. Yeah, and it keeps on going down. The outermost tracks are the ones that have been counting the longest. See, this one has 93,000 through it, because it's and 45,000 there. So these two bottom tracks and these two top tracks have been here the longest. So they have the biggest counts. And yeah. So we'll drop that. Oh, there's a roboport. Just clear out everything else that's in the way. Get it all out the way. There we go. Just transfer that so the trains don't get exceedingly upset. Yep. Oh, that's that. And I've got that in there, it's just confusing things. You are 13 still. So we'll connect you back up to the network, like so. I'm going to have to rearrange these tracks. This is going to come up this way. It'll merge in there, and this one can do as wibbly wobbly. Something like that. Not the best looking thing in the world, but it works. That'll do. We're whipping over the train controller. Eventually, I think there was a few other things I needed to change fundamentally. I need to wait until more outposts die off. I actually can't remember what it was now that I needed to do. I think I wanted to change some of the display around a little bit as well. Blurp. Swing. Oh, that's a lot of ore. That's going to make life difficult. Probably should be able to maintain the 2 red belts currently. And like it shouldn't actually need as much copper as it's demanding. I don't know why the requirement is so high. Let's get these things marked. Could actually active provider these too, or passive provider them. Active is better. I say active because then the bots will always pull from the actives first. Just get rid of all that and all that. And that. And finally that. I'm going to need the trash thing again. Wherever I left it, there. I think I need to add the complementary storage chest, as always. I'll take all that stuff out of it. Give it some bots. So these actually setting? Yes, they are. Excellent. Excellent. Hey, VOD squads. Yes, VOD squad. There's people watching the VODs. So the people who only ever get to watch the VODs get appreciated properly. Because normally they they're just the silent ones that don't normally get noticed. Oh yeah, and then get the notification. So you're trying to leave? Oh yeah, this train's in the way, of course. That'll do it. Now I've got to play scoop the ore. Again, I could just active provider it if I was smart. That's why I should never move outposts like this. Now, VODSCon's thing's been going on for a few weeks now. I'm not sure when Will started it exactly. got a mixture of all of the bots and the construction bots doing it to maximize all of the bot coverage. Don't need that. There's no more storage actually, I think. Yeah, it's run out of storage, that's fine. I'd better name this thing so the trash runs. Well, it's not trashy. What bot speed do I have for research? 17. 17 currently. Yeah, it's on the way to 18. I have to wait for another train to go past. I could lay down more storage chests, but I kinda don't want to. Having said that, I might as well. There's actually not much ore left. Oh, there we go. So Kona Wheeler stream, apparently he survived, man. Oh, he is streaming today. He said he wasn't going to. Or is he doing hexels or something? Oh, I see. It's, yeah. 6th Reich. Now it's completely full. How are the trains looking? Send an extra one out just in case. Just what I always wanted. Ah, yeah, that one's arriving and leaving. It's a good justification for even more trains on each outpost. Let's just shove it in there for now. Empty my pockets. Hey, another mining productivity. How about I not mine the... Oh, that was a full one. Yeah, that one. Do I only have a single? Yes, I only have a single stone unload station. Before I had 2, and then I actually reduced it to 1 when I doubled the base. There is room for a sort of barely room for a second. I say barely. It's like if I push this one over and fit a second one in there, it struggles town to fit another one in there. But moving this over to there is a real pain. It doesn't really matter because it's got such a long run up and ideally a long run up. Hey, train's in. Start mining more of these. Eh, nearly there. 13, 24, 32, there we go. Get rid of all this now. So what do you got? 47 construction. That's plenty. Just dump the rest. How many? 912 apparently. That one unloader can supply like 4 belts worth of stone. The 4 belts of purple packs is what I'm thinking of. Get rid of that too. All crap gone. Something ridiculous. Actually, come to think of it, it might not be that ridiculous. I'd have to do the numbers again to remember. There. There we go. Isn't not really actually. Would you believe? Concrete stuff, having said that, is pretty bad for UPS, although I already fixed a lot of it. Alrighty, onwards to the coal. I'm very much tempted to have a similar sort of system for the coal trains and have this coal storage trains just here. I should move to 17 side. I haven't actually touched the the stone bunker part. I did fix the other part, the concrete quarry factory. Let's always miss a little bit. I suppose I normally carry 2 personal bots. It's not surprising. Do I want... So I'll make this coal. I'm just trying to think of putting rail segments out there. I had a great feeling last night by matching up my train network with one of the... Yeah. It's a good feeling when that happens, when it matches up perfectly. I always freak out when it doesn't line up, because it means that there's probably an error somewhere. You're out in the middle of nowhere and you know it lines up. I could have gone a step further and made it chunk bound, but then you lose the number of combinations you can build. Like, you're then bound to straights, curves, and T-intersections. Like, you wouldn't be able to have Y-intersections if it was chunk bound. Let's bring this thing round. I might just leave this unconnected for now. You could? Yeah, you could actually. Come to think of it, yeah. Diagonal would probably work better, if anything. Come to think of it. Some of the more strange junction combinations, though, you can't do. Some of the Y junction... Oh, no. Like, this one's... The mainline one's pretty tightly bound already. Did you say concrete is bad for FPS? So before version 15, concrete was especially bad because, the fundamental problem, and it still exists, is it's not a direct problem. There's no like it doesn't cause like graphical lag or anything. Concrete in 14, concrete kept all chunks, kept spread pollution, and it still does. That's what I was leaning onto and then got distracted. So let's get that out. Concrete would spread pollution out, activating chunks, decreasing UPS. One thing it still does is, because it still spreads, pollution out into biter territory. And that activates biter bases, which also decreases UPS indirectly. But it's not too bad. It's mainly, you don't want to do dumb things like put huge amounts of concrete like under solar panels, things like that. And that's actually one of the big things for this map, is that the pollution spread is nowhere as bad as it used to be. Like that's the spread now. And I used to have an entirely concreted base, and it was, you know, out here and beyond. It was actually further, with a considerably smaller base. So a base that could only produce like 20 modules a minute or something. That's the sort of difference you're looking at. I don't even think it was one rocket. It was like a rocket every 4 minutes or something was the equivalent production. It was only like 8 lanes of, or 16 lanes of iron and copper. The old base, which explored this territory. And that's how much, and that was fully concreted, and that's how much the spread caused pollution to spread. That's how much of an effect the concrete had. So it's nothing, it doesn't do anything directly, it indirectly affects things. There's also things like stuck, the big one is stuck biter attacks. When they get stuck, it's a real problem. They just accumulate over time, and the game just gets slower and slower. The Mad Science map had that quite bad. There was a few biter islands, which are also incredibly bad. Biter islands are horrible things for performance, because they just fill up with biters, and you just have attack after attack after attack that gets stuck because they can't path their attack force. I want to trash. There. Bloop. I say the biter pathing doesn't cause lag, but that's again, it's like the biter pathing, drain pathing on their own, if you look at them on their own, don't cause a serious performance hit. It's when you combine it with other factors that it starts becoming a problem. Any reason why I'm using 4? Just to minimize active inserters and the bot's usage. You only need a maximum of 6 for this sort of thing. Double-siding it, as it turns out, it's actually quite bad for performance and doesn't add anything to 6 on one side. This is something that Can and Hopewell figured out for Exterminator sending supporters to space map, that there's enough in here to fill a wagon. It's not going to fill it as fast as 6 or 12, but you don't need it filling that fast because the trains can't move in and out that fast, and they can't move the actual ore that fast anyway, so you don't get any benefit out of the faster speed. Even if it was like, if you had like 10 of these and they went in one end and out the other, you don't gain anything. Like I wouldn't, because there's only 4 trains assigned to it. But yeah, the main thing is it stops all of the bots rushing all at once in a huge surge. Did I not? I did. Where is... Oh, I've got some on me anyway. There we go. So yeah, it just minimizes the bot rush. and minimizes bot charging and active inserters. I did name it. Excellent. Biters giving... Yeah, it shouldn't happen. They should give up. But they don't always. If anything, they should add more biters and do... I'd actually like to see behemoth scaled back. I don't like the idea of having small numbers of stupidly tough enemies. It's not really how the biters, the way they are, is it meant to be like a Zerg rush, overwhelm in numbers. I don't want that one, I want red one. Because I don't know what number this is yet. Because I haven't looked it up yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Zerg also has Ultralisks. It's always that guy. There's also Hydralisks. Nothing like a good Hydralisk swarm. Get rid of laser turrets is an odd one. Just seeing if I can actually squeeze this in around the coal. Seems possible. Yeah. Winning. Still haven't added landfill to the outpost train. I think I would at this point. So, always with the substations. I'm always a big fan of substations. There we go. And there. And another one there, just to be sure. Spamming roboports isn't actually a UPS drag. Charging bots is. The mistake most people make is that they have huge numbers of bots and no roboports. And so this bot's always charging. It's already down quite a bit. How long am I playing for? Probably another hour and a half. How is copper looking now? So we're at 2,500. Is it steel or plastic related, or is it just catching up? Might be steel related actually. Well, it could be copper still too. Depends on what these are doing. Who's running at full? Yeah, it's copper because it's red. Make a production line of Mark IV bots. Yeah, they're modded bots though. Need a 1.4 gig. That's a lot. See, I only got like 3s and 4s, 5s, 6s, getting up to 11s here. I think that's actually a vanilla generated one there. From 15. Doesn't matter. I'll use it. I'm not going to go full Colonel Will and want to run like 800k patches on a 1k science a minute map. Just thinking where to go next, whether I do go there or if I actually... I might need to actually look at... am I all solar for power? No, a solar partially. It's actually quite out of date now because it's only 1.8 or so, which is enough for the old base. 3 times old base. It's nowhere near enough for this, but it's mostly nuclear anyway. It's meant to be steam power too, but the lag of steam power is way too big to make any great use of it. That's a lot of gappage in it. I suppose I am tapping from it. Managed to get a decent amount out of the nuclear performance-wise, and the heat pipes don't contribute to lag. Although heat pipes are still fluid pipes, technically they don't seem to contribute like fluid pipes do. They behave slightly different. Methinks our seeding's been at it. Just drop that there, out the way. What's that, 2.8? It's interesting how square it is too. So there's absolutely nothing down there at all. Just doing a once off, once over again. There was actually a patch down in there too somewhere. I think it was... oh, there might have been one there, a coal patch, and then another one here. I think it was there. I think. It was a long time ago. I could always just start hammering out more here and just completely clean out the northern continent. Get it out of the way. Which is actually very tempting. Ericsson92, thank you for follow there. I really am just procrastinating on what to do now. This is not complaining. Ah, there it is. It's red now. To build 6 stamps, yeah. I couldn't actually remember off the top of my head. I need like 3 more. Maybe, or 2 or 3 more. I might do 2 more there. I need to rebuild the tracks to it as well. Hey, made it in. You're back. I've been working on mini network of trains to clean up patches. Consolidate the bigger loading stations. Oh yeah. I've been wondering about doing something like that with the outpost trash stuff. It's particularly relevant on Colonel Will's base because it's got the real smudges of ores everywhere. Ooh, 5.5. Not connected to the main network at all. Be possible to use it with more than one ore consumer. Not the current one. This one can't. This one potentially. Let me think about it. It would have the same problem, the same or I say problem, it's actually a limitation because you can't say whether it goes to A or B. You would need trains for each consumer. It's like these here are four trains for this consumer just above, like these four copper trains are for this consumer. I can picture that I would probably need to split this into 2 and 2 for each. If I wanted more than one consumer, I would need like 1 and 2 for consumer 1, 1 and 2 for consumer 2, because I can't quickly switch between them. It looks like I haven't fixed... No. I keep forgetting to do that. It's the only way I can see it working. The consumer thing is where you really need smart trains, which can send to any destination. Because when the train's leaving, it can tell it where to go correctly. It can say, okay, this consumer needs that destination. In theory, though, having said that, this one here can, unless I removed it, I think I did remove it, never mind. The one on Colonel Will's map can handle multiple destinations, so it has that possibility. This one can't. I need to add it back in to do coal trains if I want to put coal trains on this, which I'm very likely going to. Because I want coal trains stored over here, not here. And that'll require reading remotely the... I have to read the thing remotely. Just like an outpost. Just thinking about that. Yeah. Yeah, it would essentially... So right now, the way these work, because the controller's right next to the unloads, it works just direct off the wire. But if I wanted the unloads somewhere remote to the controller, I would need to turn it into an outpost of its own kind, and that's how the Colonel Will's one works, is I added an extra slot for all of the unloaders. And it reads them all at once. One thing I should add to this is a maximum cap. Currently, the maximum per outpost per type is fixed. So, like, it goes through 20 of these, 20 of these, and 20 of these. But there's nothing stopping me adding a cap for each one, so I could say I'll only go like 10, 20, and 5, or whatever you have. Couldn't add a small controller just for coal. I could add it to the... I can't add it to the green wire because it would be out of sync with the system there, but I could add it to the red wire. The problem there is it would interfere with the logistics system, the supply train. Let's just go home. Still going. Going strong. Hey! Exterminator with a host there, thank you very much. And welcome everyone. Welcome home. Steel is looking strong. We're actually getting up to 3k per minute for a change. Is there a speed of light for signals travelling along a pole? It updates every tick, and so there's no propagation delay. So when a signal is applied to this pole here, say, which is the, or here we'll say, which is the output, or technically this one, this is the output writing the result to the wire, and this pole here is, or this pole here is the system writing the counter, so that's the furthest point. So the instant it writes it there, the game updates the entire electric network such that in the same tick later it will arrive here, which apparently is not receiving a signal because it's not connected anymore. Also Zodiac, thank you for the follow there. Hey Jamble, how's it going? Let's hop on manual. Okay, couple one. I don't know why that was not set. Interesting. That might explain a lot though. Although it is sending trains. I bet there's more than one couple one. Or are they not going? Let's see. Eh. No, they are going. They're all out and about. They all had to be... I don't know. And Jambu, thank you for the follow there. Oh, it's there. Never mind. Okay. Stand corrected. Hey, Kodiak, how's it going? My fellow streamer who sometimes does Factorio. How's the London Underground map? You still working on that? There's a shout out for him as well. I know should do one for... same just true for Exterminator, but everyone should know who he is. Yeah, so there's links to those guys' channels. 5,000 km a tick. There you go, speed of light of a tick. Of a signal. Konamaki, hey, with a 3-month resub. Thank you very much there. And welcome. Electricity isn't actually bound by the speed of light too. Kotaniki is alive again. Did we kill Kotaniki 2.0? I can't remember. I've completely forgotten what I did yesterday. It was a bit crazy. Factorio doesn't have a way to store variables. Do you mean like circuit network? Because you can use memory cells. It's just the way combinators work is a bit strange. It's not really programming, it's not really digital logic, it's its own thing. After the Napa just had this a miracle. See, good. Streaming again soon. Finish Steam achievements. Nice. How'd you go with the 8-hour rocket launch? If you were doing that. Unless you haven't already finished it. Because I always imagined the best way to do the 8-hour rocket launch was to do it in 14. Okay. Did the 8-hour rocket in 1622 with over an hour to spare, wow. I really need to give it a go. Because I haven't done it in so long. Ah, with liquid media, yeah, that'll do it. The reason, so... And when the game is doing its map updates, the signal gets applied to here on the wire network, and then when it updates the circuit network, it applies it to all possible inputs within that tick. So when if it applies it to a signal on one tick, it'll appear at the other end on that same tick, or on the next tick. Combinator's input to output takes 1 tick as per its update. But yeah, as soon as this, so the tick when this updates to put it on its output, then it'll appear everywhere. That's a better way to put it, actually. The description I said before about the update of the polls was a bit vague. Ooh, rocket's going up. I'm kind of just waiting to see what runs out. So I want to see what the problem is. Although I am at 3,200. It's tickling 3,100, but it's 265 is about right. There you go. I'm somehow suspecting it's going to be like plastic or something running out, because the coal is a bit of a struggle. See how we go. 4.2k. Oh, that'll probably take a while. What's the point of... Yeah, you defeat the purpose of chain signals. If you spam signals along here, you defeat the chains. And spamming signals along here doesn't do anything useful. Along a single section. All you do is increase track lag. One of the things I've actually started doing now that I can actually see the visualization is to minimize signals in these to minimize track lag. Also, the signal spacing isn't a train length, it's 1/3 of a train length. I think this one still needs a bit of it's got too many. No, it's fine. Still at 3,200. I just want to wait and see what breaks. Why not actually? I think there's one or two not running. Yeah. What are they missing? Red. Hey, the wolf has gun. Oh, that victory pole wasn't hurting anyone. Why'd you have to go trash it? Ah, you good? Wonderful. As I say, just spamming signals doesn't do anything other than increase track lag. Because it increases the number of nodes in the rail network. That poor victory pole. It wasn't hurting anyone. Been there since version 12. Riders just have no respect for anything. I did see some gappage. Yeah, I did see correctly that there was a little bit of an opening there, which will be this old build. Let's get that going again. And that was the next step, was to potentially get this rebuilt to a more modern design. Poor bisons, yeah, headshot. I might as well go over there now. Yep. Still not getting enough steel coming through. It's intermittent. There should be a bit of gappage there because that's split and then it's 5 to 4 or something. Yeah, see, there's a thinning out again. There's always a steel smelter running behind. $492, 72, 60. Nah. There's not a lot in there. 800k total. Spread across not many trouble is you just need more trains going in. I suppose I should go fix those lights too. Drunk with power. Hey, Necrogami. Isn't well, Frying Pans did ask for a fight, so yeah. That's what happens when you ask for a sword fight. Am I running 262s? 282s. Now... Oh, yeah, I was going to do the light bulbs first. Already forgotten. Did I have the build on me also? Seems a bit underpowered. Yeah. It is a little bit. Yes, it is set to copper and they should be like that. There we go. I think 3, 2 and 1 with the different levels, yeah. There we go. It's all good now. These should be fine, yep. They're all good. Or did I have it in blueprints? I think I did, yeah, there it is. That's the replacement. I'm not at the right one yet. I want to be over here. Start from the bottom right for reasons. Just because it's orientated that way basically, and then if I started anywhere else then I'd have to make a mirror of it. Bloop. This is a variation on what I had on Colonel Will's base. That's why it's already done, basically. Just gotta wait for the boss to come in. Do productivity or speed? I always use productivity where I can. You really want to use productivity, particularly at this level. Bloop, bloop, and bloop. Okay, they're taking that stuff away, finally. Spots have to cross like half the map, so it's not surprising it takes them a while. There we go. There we go. There's, yeah, not a lot of reason to not productivity blues. They're so... there's such a payback for productivitying them. It'd be silly not to. And bloop. And doop. Let's drop another one down. Am I one of the developers? No, as Kay says. Of course Kay beat me to it. That's what KD3 does. Having said that, I do sometimes get to see what's upcoming and try out a few features, like the PvP map was an example of that. Oh, and actually let me replace it. So the end result is you got each one of these outputs, well, a belt. Blows your mind how much the amount of content they put in this game. Yeah. So 1, 2, there, and yeah, just keep merging these down. I'd have to work out how many compress down a belt, but it'll go a little something like that. Yeah, there's something in the Friday Fun Facts about scenario developers too. And the advantage of this already, it's actually compatible, because everything's on little stubs, it's already compatible with 16. One of these is backwards. There we go. No, they don't believe in, or Kvarex doesn't believe in testing. I said it before when 15 was coming out that the players are the testers. Alright, let's replace the whole thing. Full of copper wire. Sad about the engine optimizations. I'm keen to see where it ends up. I was actually worried that it wouldn't actually do anything. So I'm keen to see what happens. Hopefully I'll get to check something out soon. But it might be a wait till 17. If anything, it'll probably make 17 more delayed. Kasrai. Kasai. Thank you for following. I saw some discussion that was debating whether or not it was actually a good thing to do, just because what they were changing to may not necessarily be better. Down with the leg crew. It is a DX9 application, which is a bit ancient by today's standards, to say the least. SDL, that's the one. And working on Mac first, just because Mac. It's too bad they're not doing, they're focusing on the OpenGL. Can't be helped, unfortunately. Oh, SDL guy works at Valve, yeah. The trouble is, they've already invested so much in, or one of the issues is that they've already invested so much in Allegro as it is. Makes you wonder why they're going that direction. SDL's getting updated. It faints at the thought. It's that bad, is it? How many of these actually just plug straight in? Not the iron, of course, because the iron's different. It seems like the copper is. Move that. Huh. Suppose I could rotate that. And there. Oh, there's a... oh dear. There's a good argument for bringing it closer, having said that. Bloop. And bloop. Excellent, that's outputting. Fate of every software developer, they need to reinvent everything. Yes. I mean, they've already almost entirely rewritten Allegro to do what they want. And so now it's going in the bin to do something entirely different. It's something I don't fully understand why you would do. It just makes no sense. Look forward to expanding to 128 by 128 balances. It's only a matter of time. It's going to happen. Unfortunately, I'm now potentially promising that it will happen. The difference of a hack of a library versus library, yeah. Because they had to do a lot of hacks on Allegro to make it work the way they wanted it, as I understand it. The thing is that it's nearing the end of its development cycle and are now thinking about redoing the core engine. It's a bit of a strange direction to take. I would have thought you'd be wanting to wrap things up by now. Or at least soon. Siege Storm Gamer, thank you for follow there. Promises are bound to the same factor. Yeah. I like that. It's bound to future me. Might be a sign they're using the engine for other projects. Maybe too. Could be it. It's building up. There's a lot of weeds here. There we go, another iron plate. I might well, I really didn't want to, but I'm gonna have to shimmy this one. I feel they don't want to wrap up development at least because you want more gameplay features. Yeah. I have a feeling that they might not actually know what to do to wrap it up. Whoa, don't do that. Actually, did I do that somewhere else? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Good. Exterminator did that earlier. I was like, where's this copper coming from? It's funny. Oh, this stupid copper. And then he finally figured it out. Let's make sure the coverage is good and proper. Oh no, I can't squeeze in there, never mind. Welcome to the realm of theoretical Factorio. picture. Oh yeah, the alt view. Left alt. That's a base. Developer mindset, nothing to be 1.0. That's the way it goes with development usually. Yeah, normally if you want to diagnose something, having the alt view on helps a lot. Probably the only comment I'd say is I can see, I think that's copper wire. And that's something you probably don't want to bus out. Make it where you want to use it instead of busing it. Just because of the way copper wire works, one copper plate makes 2 copper cable, and so you need twice as many belts to move the copper cable compared to the copper plate. So it's easier to move a belt of copper plate than 2 belts of copper wire, is what I'm getting at there. It just keeps getting worse and worse. It's actually not that bad. I can just do that. Switcheroo the top and the bottom. So the top one goes down and the bottom one goes across. And interweave them. I can also do that. Move this thing down. There. How's that whole thing doing? There's probably going to be a big chunk missing there, yeah. There's another one. I think this is, what, the last 2? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the main point, is that if something isn't quite working out, there's always the option of just tearing it all up and tearing up what doesn't work and then starting again. But I don't mean just start the game again. A lot of people fall into that trap of like, it's not working, so I'll just start a new game. Just persist at it though, is what we're saying. No, you don't actually need rich resources. Like, mine is actually pretty far below the standard that people usually work with. Like, mine's way below what Exterminator has. Because mine are on like 5 and 7 million patches. It's just that mining productivity deals with it. Most people oh yeah. I actually made this map before RSO Infinite was a thing. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's all of them now. How many? I gotta remember how this all combines. So there is, I think, 19? 19, yes. So there's 19. What do they produce at? If a thing would work. There it is. So they run at 6.75 craft speed. 2 of them are 2100. 3 is 3, 1, 4 is 4, 2, 5, 6, 7. 7's about the closest to a full belt. Or 3 full belts. I might combine them in pairs first. C-track, stand on track. Look forward to trains. So much is how to make a continents map like 16. Wait till 17 basically, unfortunately. So 17, and then what was the output? 19, and the output was 17. Huh. I remember why. I know why. Because the thing was actually off. So... This should actually... I might actually overfill the belts. We'll see how we go. Because 2 is 0.8, 3 is 1.3. Priority output splitter. The current problem is balancing out the ratios of outputs. Like, I need something that's pretty close to a whole number. So like these produce 8.37 belts worth. I realise that's 16.7 belts total. How to load, how to unload. 222 stacking 24 million ore into a single train. Wow. So what about 8 is 7 belts and 9 is 7.9 belts. I could probably use, having said that, like I probably could use priority splitters to fill the belts. Let's bring this down first, pop it out of the way. Get it there. I just might need a complete redo, do-over. Or do I want to go from the inside out? From the outside in, I mean. So I think it does... we'll see how we go, how I was doing it. So we go into here. Output left. Like so. Advantage the yeah, just the FPS. It's the only reason you do it anymore. So this one will exceed the maximum number you can have per thingy. Technical term. So... there and there. And this one's done, essentially. So that's the first belt compressed. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 should compress that one, and then some of the next one. I want input priority. Not really. I don't want to prioritize one build over another. That's what it. So input priority means it would favor this one. I want it to prefer that output as the main thing that I'm interested in. Seems to work. It's been a while since I played with the priority splitters, having said that. The main thing is, like, so what I should see is this belt solid when it comes up, and then the belt below it almost solid. Yeah, this makes the FPS drop. There it is. I think it's that one. There. Yeah, that's 68 lanes of green circuits. Actually at 34 UPS. It's down a bit. What's it lacking? Probably plastic? Steel? It's always steel. It's the glorious Green River. Where does it go? 20 go to red circuits up here. 8 go to... Yeah, the rest of it goes to red circuits there. 8 of them go to speed ones. 36 of them go to blue circuits, so all the way down here and there. So that's all blue circuits. And then what's left over here goes to everything else. Whatever this is, 2, 4, 6, 7. So that's solar panels, mining drills. I kept trying to think of assembly machines, but no. Inserters. So there's your mining drills. Inserters. Those things. Electric engines. Yes, there's the inserters. It's a belt. There's solar. Yeah, 3 go to mining drills, and then 4 goes everywhere else. Yeah, so this is... So the one I had before it was 34 lanes, and the one I had before that was 16 lanes. And the one before that was 8 lanes, and the one before that was 4 lanes, and the one before that was 2 lanes. So, yeah, at one point this was 1 lane. Which is a very long time ago. That's actually not filling. I'm just curious. I know they do say input priority, but I'm pretty sure you need output priority, not input, because input prefers the... It would favor one build over another. So it always wants to source from that belt, this belt, whereas I want it to always output to here, or to here. I think I actually know why it's doing it. I think I need a... yuck. I need one of them filthy things. A splitter pyramid. Well, it's what it demands these days. So I guess splitter pyramid's the way to go. Not 28 lanes. Oh, I don't know if I can handle that. Should be well and truly compressed by now. Be worried if it isn't. There's still a few gaps in it. Oh yeah, that was it. I was paying it. I gotta pay attention. Hey, Salsa Picante, how's it going? Picanta? Picanta? What was the time? Yeah, like 920 hours. Something ridiculous. More lane gaps. I did see a few openings, yeah. Having said that, it probably needs it. I don't get it. In all honesty. I can try input left. I don't quite understand what it's... Like, it's always just going to shove... it's always going to prefer this lane. Yeah, at one point it was 12.25 or whatever it was. Yeah, the thing I was worried about happening was needing to have a continuously growing tower of splitter pyramids. What am I up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is... Oops, wrong column. 5 is supposed to be 2.2 belts. It's 4, mind you, 1.7. Yeah, the that compression stuff might be coming soon, so I'll have to watch out for it. Yes, that should be 2.2 compressed belts. One, two, three, 4, 5. Don't leave us hanging if you know about compression. As soon as I know, you'll know. Yeah, see, this one's backing up. Or as soon as I can say anything. It's compressed, at least. Okay, I can run that up. There'll probably be a pattern appearing as well, I would imagine. As in, so each pair merges. Was it 1, 2, 3? Every fourth one adds a new belt. Or some such. So these two go 1. Have a megabyte sitting in boxes waiting. I just roll a better map as well. Wait for the changes to roll a better map, I should say. I'm just doing that because I can. Having the exposed there. No other reason than I can. Just like that. Hey, mining productivity. Pop those away. Does let you see issues, yeah. This one seems compressed. Fine. This one seems to be compressed by the time it gets to here. Oh no, never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, number 7. Pushes over to 3 belts. That's when you need the 4th belt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so after this one, it needs the 4th belt. 4th belt? Yeah, 3.87 needs the 4th one. So you've got to round it up. That actually means this one. I think the inserter swings are messing. Very likely. I might need to do that instead. One more to push across. I do have a compensated calculation. This is 6. Six was 2.6. 7 is 3.087. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Just checking again. Yeah, it's fine. So this one's where the 4th one comes in. I also want it to be the first one where it starts sliding across, as in not interfere with the first belt. So we'll do that, bring it across. Put that all out there. For the purposes of getting it done, oh, I won't do it anyway, actually. I'll do it properly. Stretch these across. There we go. I had a dream that one day an inserter will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed, to fill a belt to its fullest. So they all running? You're not really running. Because this one's not running. Because I pulled up all the belt for it. The poor so the thingy getting attacked. Does this game have nuclear power? It does. Okay, so zooming out. This is the entire base. This is my Red Belt Mega Base. It's been a while since I've done an overview. I've been playing the same map for nearly 2 years now. So this was started back in like May of 2016. when Factorio was version 12. It was just a wee tiny little base way down in here, which is just now a junk hole. And yeah, it's grown into this monster, which produces 2 red belts of every science pack. And I think right now it's actually consuming 2 red belts of each science pack, which is nice of it. Yeah, it's just getting up to speed again. For the most part, everything is done on belts. That's what's going on in the main base. So the main base is everything where everything happens on belts. I'm currently working on the green circuits. So green circuits is 68 blue belts worth. Yeah, we're down here. This is smelting. Smelting 165,000 copper plate, 288,000 iron plate, 36,000 steel plate, which is 16 lanes of steel. I'm still a little bit short on deliveries. 2 of the smelters don't get anything. Oil products are made outside this base and is brought in by train, so like plastics are coming in by train, acids coming in by train, rocket fuel, coal. That actually happens. There's the labs. There's all the science intermediates, and then most of the rest of it is just circuits. Most of the oil products come from over here. And so these are the oil refineries. They're fully beaconed just to minimize the entities, because oil refineries can be quite laggy. As you can see, the game's running at nearly half speed, 37 UPS. Yes, they directly unload oil into refineries. There's 8 of these total. If I keep scrolling across. Each one produces lubricant and petroleum gas only. So I don't do any kind of fancy switching about. I just try and keep it simple and direct. And there's 2 more over here, which produce rocket fuel. These use more traditional bot-based systems, which you would see on like exterminators sending supporters to space map. And yeah, 2 of these produce the base's rocket fuel needs, plus a little bit extra for train fuel, which gets turned into nuclear fuel. All of the oil that gets unloaded here, here, and here, so this one goes up there, this one goes up there, all of it gets turned into rocket fuel. There's no exchange going on. Acid and plastic happens here. I think plastic might start falling behind soon. There's not much to plastic, but it's so heavily beaconed to speed it up that there's not much to see, really. That train actually does the uranium mining. Yeah, that's where plastic comes from. Just above it is nuclear power. Oh, yawning. There it is. This uses a design Hopewell and Can came up with, which was meant to be incredibly optimized. Minimize the number of pipes. There's 6 of these total. It's actually not enough. Bring up the power. Yeah, I'm using 18 gigawatts, but only 14 is being produced by the nuclear. I need to add more. So yeah, they're zooming out on that. There's a lot of outposting, so mining up here. It's collected by trains, brought back to the base. It's all done by bots, the mining itself. Particularly with the mining productivity at what it's at, 372, which is nearly 800% productivity. Which is 800% is 9 for 1. So every time a miner produces 1, it produces 9 ore. You can actually see the ore going up like crazy into that chest. Not using creative. It's still there, but it's more doing what these steam engines would do now. Click on a miner. I can't from map view, unfortunately, but the progress bar is insane. Just flickers along like crazy. Yes, there's a whole lot of those. There is a bit of solar power, top and bottom. So I have a creative electric energy interface to simulate this thing, which is all the steam power. And the reason for that is that this lags the game incredibly. It just keeps on going too. It's about 4 gigawatts of steam engines there. It demolishes coal as well. So it actually it eats so much coal now it actually can't be fully fed. But you can see the trains are all there ready to go. Ready to supply it with fuel as soon as it wants to. Unfortunately I just can't run it. Yeah, all the coal ends up here and gets transferred onto the trains for plastic and grenades. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it for the base. There's a big wall, which I put up in version 13 that was to separate my base from the biters because victory poles were no longer a thing. Which was a thing you used to do in version 12, was victory polling, where every time you killed a biter base, you would place down a wooden chest on that base to stop them coming back. I want to have all types of power generation. I don't want to exclusively use one thing on this map. I want to use everything. That's the reason why it's still there. Yeah, so you put down, in version 12 and older versions, you'd used to put down a wooden chest whenever you kill a biter base, and that would stop it from regrowing or reappearing. In version 13 changed how that behavior worked, how that mechanic worked, so putting down a single player entity no longer had an effect. Why did I have much solar? This was exactly how much solar I needed to run the old base on idle, and I just haven't expanded it since. How many times have I played this game? So this map has over 900 hours on it, and there's about 1,300 actual hours on the map. The idea of the steam engine was meant to be a failover backup, so if something happens to nuclear and there's no solar, the steam would kick on. So it's sort of a last ditch thing. The solar is meant to be there. It was originally there to idle the base. It was about 18 gigawatts of total power. 18.5, there you go. Why not full nuclear? Because I don't want to exclusively use one type of power. I want to use all of them. Just because I can. So I could use all solar. It's better for UPS, but it's boring. I want this map to have everything in it. That's what it comes down to. Every possible combination, or for the most part every possible combination. So it's got a mixture of bot builds over here. That's why these are here, not belt based. The main base is belt based because that's what I wanted. I wanted a belt based infinite science, but I still didn't want to exclude the bot thing, so the oil base is bot based. So that's why, as I say, it's not belt based. I wanted the solar just to idle the base. Beacons powering burner drills. I think that was actually fixed. Fixing, hey, Venus can. So the thing to do we're doing with green circuits is actually replacing the old side loading and the build with a new one. So we've done. Do I use coal liquefaction? I don't have the coal supply to actually do that. Yeah, if you disable those, the achievements disable. Steam achievements, that is. I think the game tracks achievements independently, but they don't contribute outside that map. Yeah, liquefaction is only good if you have a coal supply that's available, and I don't have the coal on the map to do that. I think it's still got gaps on it. It does. Yeah, I think it's that one. No, it isn't. That one. Never mind. It's fine. Yeah, so you're using priority splitters to eliminate the old side loading system. And also changing the build slightly so they're actually offset slightly. Just to improve the inserter usage. Optimize that. Okay. Do I have any outpost that's smelting? No, everything smelting happens at the base. So 1, 2, 3. I think it's a consistent 3. A pattern will emerge eventually. There. Demolish more of this. Yeah, so this will be the full redo of green circuits to make it 16 compatible. Finally. Bloop. What is that flying? Logibots. Logistics bots. They're just... I have an auto trash set up for all the materials that I normally keep on my inventory. So I only ever keep one stack maximum. So I only ever keep one stack of green circuits. So every time I mine it, it gets automatically moved into there, and the bots remove it. Yeah, I think the second lane's now compressed. It's never final. Hey, Tinvek. Not to be confused with Moto D, no. Yeah, so there's the 4 belts coming in and up. There should be a bit of gappage on there. When's the next thingy? So 7 is 3. 0.8 is 7, so it's 4. 8. 9. The 10th machine needs 5 belts. Excellent. Sounds like something they'd do. Still a bit of the odd one there. It's not quite filling. You're still doing those, really? Yeah, I think the first two are okay. Bloop and boop. 1, 2, 3. There's actually nothing stopping me, so how many am I up to? I think 9? That's 9. What I say was, I think it was 10. Yeah, 10 is the next belt. So I can do that. I haven't heard Hello Moto in so long. Didn't know that was still a thing. Next, productivity. That one's empty, that one's empty, 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 empty. This should be like 4.5 belts right now. 4.9 I think it is actually. Let's see what happens. What was it? 3.969. Blue screw, thank you for the follow there. Streamed for the last 9 hours, moving and rejigging your 1K science. Finally finished it and all running. Nice. Yes, this one isn't running as much as it should be. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I might actually need the next belt. Even though in theory it doesn't. Although I'm not pushing it down there. Yeah, that'll do it. So 1, 2, 3. Bloop. There. I see a research facility system. Yeah, you're more or less looking at it. Lando Avida. Thank you for the follow there too. You're actually looking at the green circuit part of it. So this is a small. This part here, what I'm looking at, is a small part of a much bigger system. 494. Thank you for the follow there too. And seeing the science, yeah, there it is. There's all the labs. Yeah, it's power. Yep, labs. You say rocket ship, I say penis. There's rocket ships. I take it I'm not getting enough copper again, yeah. I need more copper outposts. That's the whole base zoomed out. All the smelting happens down here, circuits over here, and then the science itself happens there. There's some more utility stuff like plastic and oil stuff comes in there. Cigar is just a cigar, and there's the rocket ship. Oil happens over there, there's nuclear. Now, because time is almost up, I need to continue on here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's almost time up. So I shall make use of the time we've got by finishing this, and then I can do it to the other 4 next time. Let's apply this. There. Important thing is I'm maximizing the output. Let's blueprint the thing you're copying. There's enough manual tweaking that it probably won't. Probably not that useful. It's actually in the wrong spot too. Still a little bit in the struggles town. Wouldn't have thought so, but it is. It's possibly because of the whole priority thing. Anyway, let's blueprint. I think it's at the. Yeah, I think you might right. I think you're right. It is actually the point where I can do that. Can do that. I'm not entirely sure if it'll work though. $35 UPS. You've been working on your golf? Yes, very much so. Let's deconstruct the lot. Let's go hard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this. Actually, what am I up to? It is number 13. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Still not right. Oh. Lower is better, sure. There are 19. There sure is. What do I get rid of? Not that. Too much junk again. Oh, that one. I don't recall what that is. And it has to be on the same level as that. Like so. And there. UPS does give you more time to see trains coming. Okay. Just gotta wait for the bots now. Here they come. Actually, where's a roboport? There. Some more roboports down so I can get logistic coverage. And now we play that waiting game that we love oh so much. The low UPS also actually makes it easier to control the player character. How much am I producing? 134,000. They backwards, they are. What have we got? Up to there, which is there. I'll probably still need that too. That spillover thing. There we go. Let's see what that does. Okay, it's a little slow. I think people were right on the input priority thing. I get it now. I get it. So it does actually, yeah. I know why. Yeah. I follow. Yeah, DPS. It is also a an opportunity for breaks. Just ask Colonel Will. How are these looking? So they're all running. You're very heavily backed up. Alright, so you need another lane coming out. Just to help it along. It doesn't help that the drain isn't 100%. Still seeing the odd gap. That one's not have input priority. I suppose I could remove it. Wouldn't hurt. It still struggles a little bit. Two priorities don't work well. Just have one more split. Full lines should fill the small gap. I suppose if I actually sat down and figured it out, it wouldn't hurt too. Yeah, I was sort of inclined that the output priority is what really matters. Input not so much. Just wanted to shuffle across. Well, that's what it's doing now. It doesn't actually matter if there's gaps because this thing doesn't actually fill all the belts as it is. That is doing the job. The joab. Let's add another one then. It's this one here. I'll probably add another lane to it as well. There we go. See how it's stumbling along. It doesn't help setting this thing up. This is where something like creative helps. There. Yeah, there. This will probably benefit from a few more. I'd have to load up the... I do have a world where I can test this. I could load it up. As an alternative. Yeah, keep missing. And the last thing is this, which goes across. Over to here. Which is sort of like the missing half. There we go. It's not bad. They're used for priority splitters. They're not entirely useless, as it turns out. But there's a lot of situations where you can get around them. Things like inherent balance nullify their need. Oh, there we go. Just need, yeah, as I say, just need to do that side now. What I say now, I think I'm going to leave it for next time. Because I want food. So let's see. Alright, let's go raid Mr. Clowntown. And next time we'll finish off the green circuits, and I think we'll start looking into... what's this? Just one more splitter. Full lines should fix that gap. Okay. Yeah, I had a thought that might have been the case. Yeah, so next time we'll then look at redoing coal, because that's one of the next problems. after fixing circuits. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for the watching. Stick around for the raid. As I say, we're going to raid Clowntown. There we go, and I'll hit up the raid message. Thank you all guys for watching. Thank you all for the follows. Thank you all for the resubs too. Noah 30600. Thank you too for the follow there. And see you guys next time.